What is a protagonist misbelief, and how can you write one for your novel? What's up, guys? Dave Jacobson here, best-selling author and book publisher. And in today's video, we're going to talk all about the protagonist misbelief, how you can write one, and what it is. This video is part of a multi-video series in which I'm teaching you step-by-step how to write a novel, a fictional novel. So if that sounds good, guys, check out the other videos too. And without further ado, I'm going to shrink my melon-sized head here. We're going to get right into the heart of the content. So as you can see here, I pulled up my step-by-step story development process. If you haven't seen the other videos, this is a step-by-step process that can help you write a fictional novel from start to finish. There's a method to the madness. If you start with step one and go through them in order, it's going to be so much easier for you to write and complete your novel. Step one, we looked at how to draft a title for your novel. Then we looked at defining your protagonist and antagonist, and then we got into sort of the step three, which was just basically giving a working name to your characters. Step four was giving your protagonist some qualities that would make them sympathetic and likable, and we continued on with all the other steps as well. Step five was to state the conflict, etc. But right now, we're going to get into step 10, guys, okay? Step 10 is the heart of this video, which is to state the lie or misbelief of the protagonist, okay? So first of all, I want to talk about what this is exactly and how you can write one, okay? But you have to do the steps in order before you can get to the step where you write a misbelief for your protagonist. You need to do the step before it, which we talked about in the last video, which was your character arc, okay? And the reason for that is you need to know what your protagonist's character flaw is before you really tackle the misbelief. And the reason for that is you want your misbelief to be related to your character flaw in some way. And you want it to be related to their character arc. What do I mean by that? And what is a character arc? Well, a character arc is basically the transformation that your protagonist makes from the beginning of a novel to the end of the novel, right? We write these in our novels to make them more gratifying, right? It's great for readers to see that there's a change happening in your protagonist. And in order to make sure we're doing that and sort of checking off that box in terms of creating a book that people want to read and will enjoy, we give our protagonist a character arc, okay? So once you have a character flaw, and it can be anything, it can be an internal flaw, an external flaw, maybe for example, your character doesn't believe in themselves or something at the beginning of the story, and by the end they start to believe in themselves. That it could be a character arc as simple as that, right? But we want to give your character some kind of flaw, and once we've done that, then we can start zeroing in on our misbelief, okay? And the misbelief is the incorrect belief that your character or protagonist has that is related to their flaw and their character arc, okay? So let's talk a little bit more about this. I'm going to read this step 10 to you, okay? So next, state the lie or misbelief of the protagonist related to their character flaw, which they possess at the beginning, but not the end of the story. Okay, so again, this is related. The misbelief is related to both your character flaw and the character arc, right? So your protagonist they're gonna have some misbelief either about themselves or the world that they inhabit at the beginning of the story. And we want that misbelief to get in the way of their ability to overcome the main central conflict of the story. So that by the end of the story, in order to overcome the conflict, they have to actually get rid of that misbelief. And they have to discover some sort of underlying truth about themselves or the world that's going to help them to defeat the antagonist, overcome the central conflict, and be victorious, okay? Now, often if a character has a physical flaw, let's say they have a gimp foot or something, or they're crippled or something, that may lead to inner conflict and for them to have a misbelief. For example, I'm not worthy because I can't get the girl in the end because my because I was born with a club foot, for example, right? Or I am not beautiful because I'm born with this because I have a crippled foot, right? Or I cannot do this, that, or the other thing due to my limitation or handicap, right? So often if there's a physical flaw, it's pretty easy to see how that might create sort of a misbelief about the protagonist, him or herself, right? Now, if the character has a moral flaw, let's say they gamble or what have you, then then their flaw may arise from a misbelief. They may gamble because they think that they have to be rich in order to succeed, right? Let's give another example. No one cares about anyone else, and we live in a dog-eat-dog world, so I need to be selfish, right? So that could be the misbelief. I need to be selfish, and it could arise from some sort of moral flaw or character flaw. So what you have to do in this step is you got to think about the character arc that we devised in the previous step and go back and watch that video if you haven't already done so. Watch all the videos in order. That's going to give you the best chance for writing a fictional novel from start to finish as fast and efficiently as possible. But once you've done that, you're on this step. This step is about finding the belief or lie of your character that is getting in their way of progress and that it's preventing him or her from resolving the conflict and getting what they want, and then state it here, okay? So now I like to provide examples in these videos to make everything more concrete for you guys. So let's talk about Harry Potter, okay? Because most people have read that book. So in Harry Potter, the protagonist's central misbelief is, I am unwanted, powerless, and ordinary, right? He's humble to the point of almost comic relief, right? It's like he's such a humble person, but his humility comes from the fact that he doesn't believe in himself at the beginning of the book, right? Survival is something that happens to me, not something I can give meaning to. And this takes several forms throughout the book and series, right? No one's coming for me. Adults decide my life, like the Dursleys, right? I have to endure it. Strange things around me only get me punished. Like if, he has some sort of magical talent that emerges, like when he makes the boa constrictor, he gets rid of the cage of the snake and the snake goes away. That gets him in trouble, right? So he thinks that he's the problem and not the Dursleys. I do not belong anywhere. My past is closed to me, right? So once you complete the step, you're going to end up with something like this. At the beginning of the book, the protagonist believes he is unwanted and powerless because the people who raised him constructed his entire childhood around that idea, right? This is the origin. We're going to get to the origin of the misbelief in the next part. But basically, we just took a look at the misbelief of Harry Potter. If this sounds good, guys, and you want to get into this, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out the next video where we talk about the origin of the misbelief, which is eventually going to lead to our discussion about theme. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.